The smoke policy tool is now considered as the light at the edge of the tunnel to free our world lungs from suffocating themselves. Want to find out more? I'm Vania Natalin W and you're watching TNTV. First of all, based on National Disaster Management Agency, it was reported that on Thursday, 19 September 2019, there was a fire in Indonesia, especially in Riau, Jambi, Sumatra, and Kalimantan. And based on the same record, it was said that 728,000 land was burned because of this occasion. And due to this and due to the limited resources Indonesia have, some people have to make this online application, which is called the Smoke Policy Tool. Smoke Policy Tool is the application created to prevent mortality from toxic haze for countries affected by the Sumatra and Kalimantan forest fires. So the country is prioritizing on somewhere with the most damage for the health impacts. And SPT is an online platform that can detect haze that allowed the oblique parties to contemplate the positive benefits of preventing fires in some areas. Because 2/3 of these fires was caused by the peat land, that's why it was focused on the peat restoration land. And the third, SPT can estimate mortality due to high intensity of toxic haze. This toxic haze has caused many cardiovascular infection and respiratory disease, or also brain damage. It damages all of us, or also the citizens of Indonesia, moreover into Singapore and also Malaysia. And SPT cooperates with the Peat Restoration Agency on land restoration to restore the land. They cooperate with the BRC in order to restore this peat land conservation so that the help will be effective and efficient. The development of its features is considered to be flexible so that it can be applied on a larger scale of regions to detect land or area that can still be used. So this SPT really helped the government a lot in just fixing the trouble of the fires that are happening in Indonesia. Well, because it is also affecting Malaysia and Singapore at the same time. And they also estimated that the fire related in PM 2.5 is also considered to have 18 until 20 micrograms per meter cubic of tiny particles in the smoke. So do you think this SPT could save our life? Could restore the world lungs and let us breathe fresh air? It's all up to you guys, folks watching. I'm Vania Natalin W, signing off.
Good afternoon, viewers. I am Kholimatus S from Esaweek News reporting from Semarang, Central Java. Viewers, Indonesia is one of the countries with the largest social media users in the world. Social media has taken a very large role in society, especially the millennial generation. It is undeniable that social media can change many things, both positive and negative, consciously or not. One of negative side and most unrealized by social media users is FOMO, fearing of missing syndrome, or can be interpreted as a psychological symptom of fear of missing the latest news. FOMO is considered a disease for social media enthusiasts. Social media is more addictive than smoking and alcohol, which permeates young people's life. It's hard to ignore social media when talking about mental problems of young people. FOMO is caused by something that becomes daily need, which is social media. People with FOMO syndrome do not realize that they have been infected because the impact of the FOMO disease is less visible. Viewers, it's important to know the symptom of FOMO disease so we can be more careful in using social media or cell phones. People with FOMO disease will do everything they can to stay up to date so as not miss the information. People with FOMO syndrome prefer to live in social media lives, aka imaging, even though in the real world this is not necessarily the case. People with FOMO syndrome also have an excessive obsession with likes, comments, and others in social media. This is influenced by the majority of social media users' perception that the benchmark for people there is a large number of likes and comments. In addition, people with FOMO syndrome will always try to be close to the cell phone, worry when the cell phone battery is low, and always checking the and always checking the handphone every time. Viewers, if you have already contracted this syndrome, start doing self-control by providing restriction on accessing social media. You also have to increase your direct communication with your relatives and your friends. Always be wise in using your social media and cell phones. Well, viewers, that's all the news for today. I'm Fatia Kholimatus S and all the crew in charge of withdrawing. Thank you very much and see you.
Good morning, it's BBC News for today. With me, Tata, I will report you on actual and factual news. FOMO, fear of missing out, a crazy existence in cyberspace. FOMO, fear of missing out, was added to the Oxford English Dictionary in 2013. It defined FOMO was anxiety that exciting or interesting that be happening elsewhere. It's often aroused by posting on social media websites. This anxiety might prevent you from doing things that you actually enjoy doing, just because others might currently be having fun without you. A recent study defined FOMO as the uneasy and sometimes all-consuming feelings that you are knowing about and your peers are doing, in the know about or in possession of more or something better than you. Under this framing of FOMO, nearly three-quarters of young adults reported they experience the phenomenon. Recent research shows that FOMO is two feelings of disconnection or dissatisfaction, and social media fuels it, said Christy Hedges, an author of The Power of Presence, unlock your potential to engage and influence others. Many people constantly scan email or Facebook to keep up with their friends' updates, and some people start to compare and evaluate their life based on how they see others portraying their own. When you give into FOMO, you are become addicted to the knowing, the instant gratification of likes, and short-term attentions. The meaningless is business, and you keep going back for more. You might even end up for joining people activities that you actually don't care about, just for fear of missing out. Ultimately, it's your life you're missing out on. However, FOMO is like most things, it's a choice. When you know what's going on, you can name it, then claim it. Then decide if you want to spare your precious time. Christy had just added. It's the news for today. Goodbye and see ya.
Good morning. My name is Gabriela. Welcome to Esaweek Flash News, bringing you the latest news of the world. Today, we're going to talk about FOMO. Have you ever felt a sudden urge to buy the boba drink because you saw that your friends are posting it on their social media? Or have you ever felt a sudden urge to watch the newest movie that just came out because you saw that your friends are posting the tickets on their social media? If you say yes to all of those questions, then you might suffer from the FOMO disorder. What is a FOMO? Well, FOMO is a type of social anxiety. It basically means a desire to stay continually with what others are doing. FOMO is caused by something that becomes a daily need, which is social media. Those who have this syndrome usually afraid that they will miss out on information that's happening around them. There are so many causes of FOMO, but mostly it's all about unhappiness of someone's life. And also, because of the technology advances that are happening all around us, people nowadays tend to check on their social media too much. And because of checking on their social media too much, they might compare their lives to the one that they say they saw online. The impact of this is people with FOMO syndrome will not be able to socialize with other people. Even though there's still no exact medicine to cure this disease, you could still try to overcome this For example, try not to use social media too much by decreasing your screen time to at least 5 hours a day. And when you're not on social media, you could try new hobbies or new activities to stay productive and to make sure that you don't waste your time to do something useless, such as reading books or communicate more with your family. And also, aim more for more experience by traveling to the places that you've always wanted to visit. There's also another way to control FOMO by self control. And lastly, my message for all of you guys that are watching this, I hope that you don't compare your lives to the one that you saw online, because whatever you saw online might be not real. Be grateful for what you have and be happy with yourself. I'm Garbella. This is the end of Esaweek Flash News. See you later at about an hour for another Flash News. Thank you.
Good morning, viewers. Welcome back to BBC News with me, Laura Tejuhartono, and our headline today is FOMO, fear of missing out, a desire to stay continually connected with what others are doing. So here's the detail of the news. FOMO is caused by something that becomes daily need, which is social media. The example is from Rani Hartono, 25 years old, who was being influenced by their friends' graduation pictures uploaded on her Instagram. Rani then consulted to the media, and here becomes the research for Rani's problem. Those who had this syndrome usually afraid that they are missing out information on social media. And people with FOMO syndrome will always follow some updates on social media, such as Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and etc. The impact is that people with FOMO syndrome will not be able to socialize with people around them like family, friends, and etc. There are few ways to overcome FOMO syndrome, which are implementing self-control, limitation on using social media, and be more communicative with people directly, such as relatives, friends, family, etc. Saskia Alia Prima said that those who had this syndrome usually afraid that they are missing out information on social media, but out from social media is not a solution. The University of Indonesia's sociologist Robi Muhammad said that we have to take the best remedy of this problem rather than out from the social media. It's like if you got a bad message on your phone, and then you should delete the message, not the social media. That's all our headline news today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to visit our website on www.esaweek.com. I'm Laura Hartono. Have a nice day, and thank you.
Good afternoon, viewers. You are back with me, Dhea Utami, on Even Is a Week, Saturday 19 of October 2019. To spread the news that the actual, serve, and reliable, we just summarizing the news today. The news today is about Facebook and Phil playing for our sake part. Facebook announced plan to create a bar of trusted independent to make decision about how the network is moderated. Facebook is a social networking service headquartered in Menlo Park, California, United States of America, USA, will form the board of trustees external to the content. Facebook decided to hear people with broad knowledge. It is decided whether the content against the policy of Facebook, like hate speech, nudity, and news that might shock the world. It is done after they consult with experts from outside with the company tracing content for the social service state. We are responsible for our police every day and we make a million decisions for the content every week, wrote the chief executive of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg. Reuters quoted from Antara, a company established in 2004, collecting input during the last 6 months of 650 people from the workshop in 88 countries in the draft of establishment of the supervisory board of the content. One of the reasons why Facebook did is because the got critiqued by 4 seasons when they remove a sensitive content. This policy worked when the user disagreed and revert a content of Facebook. The oversight team will decide whether whether the content is should be removed or not. Mark Zuckerberg, chief executive of Facebook, state decision against speed that can be that be and participants also submitted a proposal to the Board of Trustees for the content to have a power to affect police content on Facebook. So I report this news. I'm Dhea Utami and all the crew say thank you and goodbye. Have a nice day.